Today I'm going to show a second grade lesson on drawing a castle. We are learning about space, and the castle is going to be in the middle ground of our picture. To get started, my students have a pencil and they have a 12 by 18 inch white piece of paper, and they can either turn it the portrait or the landscape way. That is their choice. And we're going to start with the middle of the castle and right somewhere in the middle of their paper. We're going to be drawing a square or rectangle, and I'm leaving room on both the sides so that I can add some towers for my castle. Next, what I'm going to do is add the towers on my castle, and I'm going to put a tower on each side. And you can put 2 towers or 1 tower. They could be the same size. They could be different sizes. I'm going to put a tower right here. And I'm going to add a tower over on this other side. I'm going to make this one on the other side a little bit taller, just because I want to. You can make them the same size if you want to as well. Next, I'm going to add a tower in the middle here. I'm going to have this tower be a little bit wider than the other ones were. It's a little off center, so I'm going to kind of make it go a little further over here. And I'm going to leave that line there. Maybe I'll make that part of my design when I start to do that part. Next, what I'm going to do is start making the tops of the towers. And I'm erasing the top of this one a little bit because I wanted to make this one where the soldiers could hide. So I'm going to go over, down, over, up, over, down, over, up, over, and down. And now I kind of have that castle, that kind of well-known shape there. And I'm just going to kind of erase those lines that I don't want just a little bit more. And then I think over on this one, I'm going to add a tower. I'm going to do like a triangle top. And then kind of curve it so it goes right on top of my castle there. So on this side, I'm also going to add a tower, like a triangle top, and you can do a curved line or a straight line. Kind of doing like a slightly curved up line. And I'm going to make it so my castle goes off the edge of my paper. So I'm going to have part of the castle be right here. It's going to go over, down, over, up, and off the page. And I'm going to do that same thing over here, but this is going to be a little bit taller. So there it went off the page. So now my castle goes off on both sides. I'm going to add in a gate or a big door right here. And then I'll have the drawbridge or the pathway to the castle coming right out. While we've been drawing, we've created our foreground down here where our grass and the pathway to the castle will be. And we've got our castle in the middle ground. So now behind our castle, we're going to create the background, and we're going to put some mountains in. So I'm going to start on this side and draw a line like I'm starting to make a triangle, but now I ran into my castle. So I'm going to stop, pretend I'm still drawing, pick the pencil up, and now I'm going to continue that line. Now that's going to be a mountaintop, so I'm going to bring it down till it touches the castle. And if I want some mountains to overlap, I can start maybe one mountain right here, bring it up, and then bring it back down till it touches my paper. But if this mountain is in front, I would erase this line right here. So then I could add another mountain. I'm going to have one right here. It's behind the castle, and it comes down right like that. And then I might even have another one that kind of comes up over here and goes off the edge of the paper over there. You can also add something like clouds or the sun if you have room. So maybe I'm going to draw a curved line here representing the sun going down behind my mountains. And there might be just some little pieces of clouds, because I'm kind of starting to run out of room, coming down. And they might be overlapping the mountains and covering part of them up. They might even be overlapping the sun. So I got one overlapping my sun right here. So if it's overlapping the sun, I'm going to erase that line right there. So now I have my foreground, my middle ground with my castle, and the background has some mountains in it with a sun setting. After we've added to the background, what we're going to do now is add some details. Some things you might want to add might be like a flag coming off one of the towers of your castle. Maybe it's waving in the wind. You might add some windows. They might be long rectangle windows. They might be curved windows. They might be circular windows. Whatever kind of windows you'd like for your castle. I might add a gate over the door. I might add texture, like the bricks that would be over the castle, because the castle is fortified. It is made of brick or stone. So I might start going over to here now and adding to make it look like it's a stone castle. So I'm just adding some different rectangles. Going down my tower. I added a little door right here. Maybe it has a gate over it as well. And then I'm going to keep adding in the different stones or bricks that my castle might be made of.
Can we add like little soldiers?
So my students worked on adding details like texture to their buildings and the roofs, and details like flags or gates or windows. And then they were using Sharpies to outline their work. And now I'm going to take an eraser, and I'm just going to erase all of the pencil lines that I might have missed before we start painting, because that is what we are going to be doing next time. We're going to be painting these castles and their backgrounds. So I'm just giving this a really good job erasing it, making sure I get all those lines, because once the paint is on, I will not be able to erase again. So erasing those lines, and then I will be ready for next time to paint, and we are going to be doing that with tempera cakes. This is a second grade lesson on how to draw a castle, and we are learning about space with our foreground, middle ground, and background.